If you like talking,
Women.
Ladies,
men,
topic,
Conversations.
and occasional uninformed politics,
multiple talking women is for you.
Hit it!
Welcome back to Multiple Talking Women. I'm one of your hosts, Felicity Bramblebush.
And I'm your second host, Lana Brown.
Hi, I'm the producer, Paula Gherkin, and we are very lucky. Well, I have mixed feelings. We feel lucky to have this person, but I'm also mad because...
Why? We're very excited.
Well, whenever I book a guest, I also say, hey, here's my plans for my outfit, because I don't want anyone to match it. And what did she do? She came strolling in with a black blazer, and we just...
I hate to break it to
glasses.
She's looking... It's not the same.
Well...
Oh, I didn't even notice until now, but it's actually really... Rachel.
No, let's say her name.
No,
Can we just say her name first?
Yes.
Rachel Harris.
Rachel Harris
everybody.
is here.
Rachel Harris
Thank
is
you.
a vision. Real style, real firecracker energy this person has.
Thank you.
There's a lot of comedy, but there's also intelligence
And
behind those eyes.
And I get a cosmopolitan
Yes.
vibe.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, someone who knows things, has opinions, and taste, good taste. Whereas with Paula,
She just kind of rolled out of the Goodwill in that outfit.
That's
Well,
true.
They say that, when somebody's doing like an impersonation of you, that
it's a form
I should
of
be very
flattery.
flattered. So I'm actually flattered that you're trying to look like me.
I'm flattered you tried to look like me.
Well,
Oh,
then
well.
we're both flattered.
Great.
okay.
But I want you to know that I didn't get that memo. I don't know if your people sent it to my publicist or if you talked to.
I used to have your phone number and I could text you, but I think it's blocked. So I tried to tell you directly, but maybe you didn't get it.
Oh,
Is this because of that arrangement that you
How
had?
did you know each other?
Well,
well,
listen, I don't know if you've noticed her, but she's kind of yoked. She's very strong.
She's in very good shape.
And she does a lot of posts with her working out.
yes.
And
I do work out.
it's not new, like, but I wouldn't say you did this in your 20s and 30s. You did this like late. You started getting, because now you're what, 75?
No. By the way, we don't have to keep anything on
I
this.
didn't. You know what?
You came into working out later in life.
I came into working out later in life.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was her first trainer.
That's how
And then
okay.
it didn't
She's
last
here.
long.
No,
Oh.
it didn't last long.
And
but
why?
it was weird because she also had been Michael Hitchcock's.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys knew Michael Hitchcock, but she had also.
Yeah.
That's how
I've
I
done
found.
some training.
That's how I
Okay.
found
He
you.
recommended.
Yeah, is because he had recommended. But the thing that was awkward is that her gym was right on like Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood. For those of you that don't live, but there's a whole median in the middle of it. Like, so
Yeah.
the gym is one place and the median is in another place.
Mhm.
And she had Michael Hitchcock doing like a crab walk.
Oh.
On the
as in-
median.
On the
Yeah,
median.
on the medium.
Mhm.
And I did it, and I was like, I'm super fair. And you did, and I was like, I don't have sunblock.
Right.
And you were like, get out there
Yeah.
and do that crab walk.
Too much.
And I
Uh-huh.
did it,
Mhm.
and it was mortifying because,
Yeah.
and also she was like, we don't wear tights. You can just like wear really short shorts.
They were the shorts I
And-
made. Remember I was talking about how I made shorts and put them on Etsy?
Because initially
Yeah.
you had worn tights.
Well, yeah, because
Well,
you
like
wanna
work
have
out.
legs.
Oh,
Tried
leggings.
leggings.
Oh, okay.
Like at
okay.
Aloe or like Lululemon
Oh, sure.
and stuff like that.
Yes.
They
Yeah,
have
nice
things like that.
leggings.
Yeah.
So that's what had happened.
I try
And-
to build up my clients inside and out. So I was trying to toughen your skin up.
Yeah. But I just felt like I wasn't
Yeah.
being heard.
Huh.
I mean,
I can't
Welcome.
imagine.
Can't imagine what that's like working with this one.
Right?
Yeah.
oh,
All right.
all right. Well,
Well, I just want to kind of dig in because I have seen a couple of the workouts pictures.
okay. Yes.
When I saw them, I was filled with an interesting emotion. Wow was the first like wow. And then a little bit of like, God, Lana, when are you going to start doing this? And
Oh.
trying to get in shape because it's really amazing.
You look beautiful. You
No,
look
there's
amazing.
stuff that's covered and you are really showing it all. You're like
She
But-
talks a lot about her menopause apron. I don't know if you're familiar, but
no, I'm not
it's
with
this
your
area.
menopause.
It's a skin apron.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no. I know. I'm in
Yeah.
menopause as
Well,
well.
You're handling it a lot better.
Well, do you take HRTs?
I am starting to take some.
Mhm.
It's
Yes.
helping a little bit.
Where?
yeah.
By the way, what is your accent?
Everywhere. Yeah, every
Mhm.
course. I've lived so many places, so it's an amalgamation.
Oh.
She went to
Mhm.
School of Journal. Where'd you go?
Women's School of Women's Journalism in the Panama Canal, and then
In the Panama
on the
Canal?
Panama, right on the shore.
Right on the shore.
And then so many different things I've done,
Yeah.
people I've met. So pretty much every single continent is represented both in my DNA and also in the way I speak.
Oh my
And
gosh.
and you had traveled around as a child with your father, who sold pocket abacuses. Is
Yeah,
that
we
correct?
travel a lot and
Oh,
we
yeah.
do things of
Do
this
you have an
nature.
accent too?
Oh no, I was in Pasadena.
Mm. Yeah, she's in Pasadena.
Pasadena.
But I want to get into the juice and meat because it's very rare to meet an actor who's worked in as many
Mhm.
movies and programs.
It is truly
I
shocking.
looked it up.
And
133.
Good.
That's what her
how?
IMDb
And-
Wow.
And
Mhm.
how?
133.
We are,
Paula.
spring chickens.
I did my research.
We're trying
Good
to
Lord.
break into the business.
Yes.
And we would have to work till we were 250 years old.
And also the Lucifer of it all.
The Lucifer of it all.
Yeah, Tom Ellis.
Was
It
that filmed in Vancouver's?
That was, yes, it was filmed in Vancouver.
Oh.
The first 2 seasons were shot in Vancouver. And then we moved back down to Los Angeles and got to work on the Warner Brothers lot, which was really cool.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I
Yeah.
want to. Can
Yeah.
I do my favorite? Which
Yes.
is I just want to know like what.
Please.
How did you get rolling in this? Were you doing it as a kid?
Yeah. How did you get rolling?
Yeah. Were you doing plays and stuff? What were you doing? Were you a funny kid?
I did. I got rolling. But yeah, when I was little, I did, like my brothers and sisters would always have me. I loved
Big
to
family
sing.
sounds like a big family.
Yeah, big family.
How
I
many?
had 3, I can't look at you.
Mm.
I had 3 in my immediate family. It was me, my brother, my older brother, and my older sister.
Okay.
And then I had 2 stepbrothers and a stepsister. So there was, and we,
all under the same roof.
well, every other weekend, because my
Mm.
stepdad had custody every other weekend. But let's really get in deep on this.
But this
So,
is a
Yeah.
real blended family.
This is.
it was a really
because you had
fun-
to fight for attention. I know
Yes.
about big families.
Yes, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I know
last
about big families.
part? Oh yeah, you know
She's
about
got
big families.
12.
I have 12 children.
You have 12?
And I make them fight for my attention.
Oh wow, that's
Mhm.
interesting. But how does that work for them? Are they
Well,
angry or?
It builds personality.
it
That's
does?
right. I think
Yeah.
it builds personality.
Okay.
I mostly, out of sight, out of mind. Put them in front of an iPad. But
I honestly, the iPad. I'm a single mom, but
Mhm.
sometimes if you're trying to make dinner or you just want to get dressed,
Thank
Yeah.
you.
the iPad works. But I
Thank
have
you,
a lot of guilt
Rachel.
about the iPad. Do you have any guilt about the iPad?
Oh,
Okay.
no, my God. They step away from it. I'm like, get back there.
Yeah.
In front of that screen, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
But
and
if-
what is your faith? I know that you're
Christian.
a Christian.
Yeah, I'm Christian. Big
Okay.
time.
But
Wow.
she's like,
Doesn't get more Christian than me.
Oh wow.
well, except the actual real Christianity that Jesus proposed. Yours
I'm
is a
sorry, what
little
is the
more
real Christianity?
doing
Like
things
love your
for
neighbor?
others and actually the
I do
stuff.
things for others.
Okay,
constantly.
but anyway,
Really?
she's a different type.
a different type.
Anywho,
Okay.
so back to your big family.
Yeah.
You fighting for attention.
Well, no. Well, yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess we fought for attention.
And where was
Yeah.
this? Where
This
did you
was.
grow up?
This is in Ohio.
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you?
A lot
No,
of
I
people
really
don't
actually do
like
because
Ohio.
I've
Yeah.
never been there. And
Okay.
some
You've never been there. Okay.
no, but
But we've
And
had
you
some.
love it.
We've had some
lots
people
of
from
talents
Ohio.
are from Ohio.
Lots of
Yeah.
talents.
Lots of. Yeah.
Is that a breadbasket? Is that the breadbasket?
Ohio.
Yeah.
I don't think you're.
What do
think
they
I
call
think.
that?
I think that's
Rust Belt.
the
No.
Rust Belt. I don't know if it's the Rust Belt or if it's just the Midwest,
Ah.
or
yeah.
it could be.
But it's Midwestern people.
It's-
A lot of them are very savvy and turn to be great actors and artists.
Yeah.
And there's Oberlin College there that my
Yes.
son is looking at.
Oh wow! Yes. No. Oberlin is. My grandfather was an orchestra conductor. Do you like that? I had to like.
I love that.
Show
He
us
was
what
an
it looks
he was
like.
an
I need
orchestra
to see that.
conductor.
Yeah.
To know what it is.
And taught at Oberlin, and Ed Helms, who I worked with in The Hangover,
Wow.
he went to Oberlin. He did not work with my grandfather. He had passed before Ed
Mm.
came.
Mhm.
I don't know why I needed to tell you that fun fact,
okay.
but a lot of great people went to Oberlin and went to school in Ohio as well. Like
Yeah.
Allison Janney
Whoa.
went to Kent State.
Oh, heard of Kent State.
Mhm.
And we bonded over that.
Yeah.
And
No, I
yeah,
peeked.
that's it.
I know I'm jumping ahead, but I did peek at your Wikipedia. And you didn't go to Oberlin, but you went to some place called Otterbein. Is
Otter,
that correct?
it's very close. It's Otterbein.
Oh, Otterbein.
Otterbein.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that sounds like, I don't know, this sort of the stepchild of Oberlin, Otterbein, Oberlin.
Oberlin, Oberbein.
No,
Wow, that's like Otterbein. It kind of, in all honesty, it sort of sounds. I don't know why, Paula. I'm looking to you as like the reasonable one.
Because
Well,
I
because
am
you're
the
like a
reasonable
Okay.
one.
But
These
I
two,
was like-
they could jump to any decade, and you could be talking about one thing, and they're going to jump somewhere else. I try to keep it in order.
well,
so
we're gonna
it's-
cover it at some
Yeah.
point, so I might as well say.
All right,
And also,
fine.
you just Paula, you seem a little angry all the time about
Oh,
whatever you're
tell me
talking
about
about.
it.
Is there
Mhm.
something
I
that
don't know if I don't know.
bothering you?
Well, in general, I'm always asking myself, why did I do this? Why did I? I had a great job as a landscaping groundskeeper.
Oh, groundskeeper.
And I
like,
jumped.
is that like in like?
I was at a school, an elementary school.
Oh, I
as a
thought maybe you
groundskeeper.
were like at a golf course. And
No,
did
I mean,
something
I've
like
done that.
Caddyshack,
No, I've
but
done that.
No, oh,
But
you've done that too.
Yeah, I've done that. But
How do you deal with gophers?
Good question.
you lure them away with their favorite treats.
Well, like what?
What are their favorite treats? Yeah,
They any kind of nuts. And so I would
Nuts, yeah.
you create a little nut.
nuts.
It's like a Hansel Gretel situation.
Paula, you seem like a golfer. Are you a golfer?
Yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
wow, what's your thing?
And
4
Great.
handicap,
That's amazing. 4, and it's great because when you like go to hit a golf ball, you're like 4.
and then it means
Mhm.
2 things.
Yeah, 2
Oh,
things.
that's right.
That's really good. I don't know anything about golf,
Neither
so
do
you
I.
could say anything, and I'd be like fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I'm
don't know.
fascinating.
Do
in
you play
general.
sports?
I play badminton.
I don't know if that's a
What-
sport.
Badminton?
It was in the Olympics.
It was in the
And
Olympics.
somebody fainted doing it or something.
Oh, somebody really?
Yeah, it's like a weird, long, light racket.
I've also
Yes.
done dressage.
Of course,
It's on
she did.
horses.
She did.
Yeah.
Horse dancing.
But let's get so.
All right.
Talk about this university that you went to briefly.
Okay. Oh no.
No, I don't want to.
I
want to go.
completed it. I
No, no, no,
completed
I
it.
know,
I want to.
okay,
I don't want to
fine.
hear about.
Oh,
that.
you want to talk about it briefly?
I don't want to talk about that.
Oh,
I want to go back
Okay.
because we'll talk about it in a second. But
Okay.
can I just hear? I still want to hear. You grew up in a
My
big family
hands are sweating. I don't know why. Okay, but
because
continue.
we're attacking you with words.
No. Okay.
Okay, I want to know. You grew up in this big family, and I
Yeah.
want to get back to my original question.
Oh.
Nobody's letting her answer, which is what made you start to be funny or start to perform, and when did that happen?
I started performing when I was a kid. Like I did the talent show. My brother, I sang "Please, Mr. Postman" to a 45. That's a record. It's like a
Oh,
45,
wow.
and I was in first grade. And my brother and sister were really excited. My sister was in middle school, but my brother was still in grade school with me, and I sang to it. And it was so cute because when I was little, I remember my ears. Like I was so nervous that my ears got super red hot.
Oh, wow.
And I remember exactly what I was wearing, and I sang "Stop, Oh Yes, Wait a Minute, Mr. Postman." And then when I finished, it was like I was so excited. You look so concerned. But then this is the best part is that I won the talent show. But that's because my brother, who was in the 6th grade, stuffed the ballot box with
Oh,
my
he rigged
name.
it.
And I only found out years later, many years later, that he had done that.
But
which
he
was
built up some
hilarious.
confidence in you.
He
Yeah,
did.
it was
Did
a
he
gift.
do that because
He
he
did.
just adored you or because you had very low self-esteem?
I think probably a combination of both.
He saw
Uh-huh.
how nervous she was.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
He was-
sweet.
And yeah, no, he.
But
What a
did you?
very
But
brother.
did that feeling make you go? Even though you felt so nervous, were you like, I liked that feeling? That was kind of exciting.
Yeah.
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 No, I loved it. And then from then on, we had great. I was in public school in Ohio, and back then it was public schools were everything, and we had
Mhm.
theater teachers that would come in and teach us Shakespeare, even to like little
Wow.
3rd and 4th graders,
Wow.
which was so cute. And we had to understand what we were saying, which Shakespeare's kind of dark.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But we still did it, and I got to be Lady Macbeth,
And
which was crazy
they
to
did
be
it
like
sh-
in 3rd grade.
And a
Children's
children's
theater?
version of
of
children's version of Lady
Macbeth?
Macbeth.
That's incredible,
Amazing.
actually.
I don't
That's
know.
a
My,
real beginner.
I don't
Yeah,
know
it
my
was-
Shakespeare, but I'm guessing it's heavy.
It was heavy, but it was really fun.
Yeah.
And I wanted to continue to keep doing it. So
And I think was your goal was theater, correct? Like
oh yeah,
to
my
be
goal
like
was
a
to
big
be
theater
like a big
actor.
theater actor
Yeah.
on Broadway, and I have not been
hasn't-
anywhere close.
Yet.
You still
To
might.
it
Yet.
You still
No,
might.
that's my dream.
Yeah.
No, honestly,
Everything
So
happens.
now I'll allow the college question. So in college, did you do more theater? Is that what
I
happened there?
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
in college I only did theater. I did musical theater.
was it like your
Um,
major?
It was my major, that and music. I played the cello for a long when I was a kid.
Oh.
But then I
Whoa.
stopped playing the cello when I got into college because it was kind of you had to pick.
So you
know.
could. So you're a singer as well.
Yes, but I'm not a good singer. Like when I went to New York and tried to like start singing, it was not great.
They were like, no thanks.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were like, you're not really a real singer. And I sort of had to give that up because I was like, oh, you have to really be able to sing to be in musical theater in New York.
And also that life,
Yeah.
I have to say, I think it would be fun for like a day.
Yes, but to worry about your voice 24/7
Oh, yeah.
and to be worried about colds and losing your voice, I was like, I
It's
can't.
kind of
Yeah,
not
stressful.
the
I
best.
can't.
I think your path has been quite a bit better.
It's been good. No, I'm grateful. It's been a great sign of like when one door closes, another door opens, and it's
Yeah.
like, just go with what works.
And so you're doing Shakespeare, you're doing kind of serious theater, but suddenly you end up doing comedy. How did that happen?
That was when I was in college. I had my professor Ed Vaughn was so sweet, and he said, I remember being so offended, and he said, I think you are a comedic actor, and I was like, I'm supposed to be doing Night
you.
Mother and Chekhov and A Doll's House, and I really, that's what I was wanting to do, and he's like, no, I think you should, you're very funny, and I was like, and then which was great, and then when I came to Los Angeles, I even tried to do theater, like heavy theater.
In Los
Huge
Angeles.
theater town.
Heavy.
And right, like heavy, like,
Yeah.
and then
deep stuff.
yeah, and there really isn't a
Yeah.
theater in Los Angeles not that great. And then a friend of mine, when I was in class with this person, said, I'm going to go over to the Groundlings and see a show. And he was like, why don't you come with me and we'll see the show? And I just was going to go see a show.
Yeah.
And it was, I'm sure all of the people that are in the Groundlings have this shared experience. Like when you see your first show, I think you have one or two reactions, like I can't do that, or you're like, oh my God, these are my people. This is exactly what I'm going to be doing, because they were such good actors that were using like their acting. It wasn't like just doing improv. The sketches were so funny and so of the time, like what we were dealing with. But everybody was such a good actor, and I don't know, I clicked with it immediately, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
Do you remember who you saw?
Yeah,
Before?
I remember exactly who I saw. I saw Will Ferrell, Sherry O'Terry,
Holy moly.
Jim Jackman, oh my gosh, Chris Kattan. Like, it was crazy, the people that I saw in this show.
Wow.
And at that time, they weren't on SNL or anything like that.
Yeah, they were
I
just performing in LA.
Right. I just was like, I want to do what Sherry O'Terry is doing. Like,
And
I
it's
want to
theater.
yes,
which is
and Mary
interesting.
Sher, like all of these
Yeah.
people.
Yes.
I don't know if Mary was still in it then, but then I kept going and seeing shows, and I remember I was so terrified to audition, and I called one day, and Jennifer Joyce was in the office, and she answered, and she said, we've got an audition in 2 hours. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, just come. And I was like, no fucking way. And she's like, seriously, just come. Don't think about it. Just come. Just come. Just come. And she didn't know who I was. And I was like, and I got there, and I was like shaking, and I was like, hi, Jennifer. And she was like kind of laughing, and she was like, just go in and just have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it. And my first person that I auditioned with, it was a Saturday. It was Tony Sepulveda.
Wow.
And I remember the monologue. He said, you had to stand up and be like, I'm the most person, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony said, you're the happiest person on earth.
Oh.
And I did it, and he laughed, and I was like, oh my God, I hope I get to take a class.
Yes.
And then I started taking a class, and I was with Steve Cahilia. Like, you guys
I
know
don't know
that
that.
name, but
I
he
don't
was
know.
old school, very
Wow.
great guy. He was good friends with Phil Hartman and that whole gang. And then I had Heather McDonald, and then I had Karen Mariyama,
Mm-hmm.
and then Mike McDonald and Melanie Graham
Wow.
were my
Wow.
advanced
Groundlings royalty.
teachers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I
was
mean-
it like a full switch? Like, oh, this is
Yeah.
by Shakespeare. See you later.
Well, no, because I got to do that
Oh,
in my,
Right.
like when Karen would say, do it
Mhm.
in the form, do this improv in the form of
Oh.
Shakespeare, or if she would say all these,
Dramatic play or
right.
something.
And I would be like, oh my God, I know.
I get to do this thing.
I know. And she'd be like, Pinter. And people would be like, huh? And be like,
Mhm.
I know what to do. Like,
Mhm.
and it was so fun. And also singing became fun for me because I'd always felt like a bad musical theater singer. But then when I got to do song improv,
Right.
I didn't have to be like a good singer, but I knew how to make fun of musical theater people.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like, oh my gosh, I actually get to sing and harmonize with really great singers. You know, at that time, like Jim Wise I was still getting to do things like that with him and Chris Parnell and just like, and then when Gary Anthony Williams came, and it was like so fun to like sing with them. And it was like, it really was like the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And my best friends, my closest friends have come from my association with the Groundlings.
Yeah.
My whole life changed. when I
Wow.
was
These
with
two have.
Groundlings.
I was just going to tell her.
We
they
had
have
a
auditioned for the
nightmare
Groundlings.
audition for it.
Yeah, it didn't
Yeah,
work
it
out.
didn't
for them.
work out.
It didn't work out.
What happened?
We'll try again, maybe.
I'm so sorry. I hope that wasn't triggering
She
for
brought
you.
a
It
script.
probably
I've
was.
memorized my lines.
But did you audition, Paula?
No.
Okay, so
No.
you memorized your lines.
Yes.
They don't want to really improvise. They want to be in control of what exactly.
Yeah,
what's
like
gonna
when you
happen.
said
I
you went in
understand.
there and you had to do a monologue based on one thing that you're given.
Yeah.
This is make it up. Did
Yes.
you know that public speaking's the number one fear over death for most of the world?
Yes, I did.
And you just go in there and do that. I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, no, but I think I struggle with whatever. I struggle with anxiety, and so then it's very freeing to kind of
Yeah.
like face it and do it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the best feeling in the world to conquer that. Maybe you could try a audition again.
Now, when
Maybe.
well, maybe.
Maybe you could try again.
I think they should get office jobs or something.
Really, you want to see me in an office?
Oh.
job?
No, maybe not. But I just
Paula.
Or did that hurt your feelings?
I just
We're
if
used
we
to
make
it.
money,
Used to
we're
it.
used to it. If
Oof.
we start making money from this, then I'm okay. And if I can get some creams,
We got some free creams.
Chris, what creams?
Well, this is a good question to ask Rachel about because
'Cause her skin's vibrant.
Her skin is very vibrant,
And
and I
perfect.
feel like
It's
you're a
very
person.
red. But I've got a lot
Not at all.
of
You're a person-
IT cosmetics on my face because
you
I'm
like
very
that?
ready complexion. I've tried.
You shouldn't say that because you don't look it.
I don't see that at
No.
all.
No, it's very red and like rosacea and yeah, like it's
Shout
very
out
sensitive.
to IT because it looks beautiful.
Yeah, no,
Shout out to IT.
thank
And is
But
that
you.
I never heard of it. IT.
Okay, but I
Oh,
want to
yeah,
hear.
yeah.
Now you're at the Groundlings,
Yeah.
healing it, and it's really feeding your soul.
Mhm.
But you don't get paid for Groundlings,
No,
which a lot of people don't realize. We have a
Right.
lot of Groundlings on this show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And when was the first job you get? as
Yeah,
a
when did
paid
things start
actress?
clicking in the
Oh.
biz?
Oh, well, it was, I remember being in the main company
Mhm.
and feeling like, oh, I know what I'm doing now. And then I started becoming more confident when I had commercial auditions.
Mhm.
And
Ah.
the first big jobs I got was, you're yawning.
No.
Are you okay?
I'm like this.
Oh, I thought you were yawning.
But you know what I learned about yawning? It's
What?
the parasympathetic nervous system. It actually means you're feeling calm and happy and relaxed. So it's kind of a
Oh.
problem.
Oh, okay.
Because if I have anxiety too,
Oh, okay.
so if I'm not the relaxed person,
Mhm.
I'm like this,
Mm.
worry about a million things. So it's a testament to you. There's
Oh.
something about your voice that's just like
You feel
safe. I feel
soothed?
safe.
Okay, good. But you weren't yawning.
No, definitely was not yawning.
Oh, okay. But you can yawn.
Well, if I yawn, it's not a sign of boredom or tiredness. It's
No,
a
it's-
sign of like just
Relaxed.
fulfillment,
Yeah,
bliss.
no, you can
Right.
yawn, but I'll just leave.
Oh boy.
Then
Okay.
Hold it in.
So you start doing some commercials.
Yes. So
That's not easy.
No, it was, and thank God, like it was a blessing. So I got to do. I remember this never happens, but I booked 2 national commercials in
Wow.
one day after.
No.
Wow.
but after like 4 years
Okay.
of going in
Of
and
auditioning
in
and
and in
auditioning.
and being put on hold
Wow.
and then called back and
Yes.
And what were they?
the
Do you
2
remember?
commercials.
Yeah.
It was for Expedia.com.
Mm.
And the other one was for like insurance, like
Okay.
Insurance.
another insurance or something like
Okay.
And you're like
I can't.
making
State
some
Farm
money.
or something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
that's how I first remember you. I just remember that woman pops up in a lot of commercials.
Yeah, yeah.
But what
yeah.
were you before? During those 4 years, were you working
Oh.
at a
Oh.
pet shop or what were you doing?
No, I was not. I would have worked at a pet shop. I love pets, but
Mhm.
I worked at an old restaurant called Kate Mantilini,
Okay.
which was down on Doheny, and I hostessed there in the afternoons, and then in the evenings I would drive down to the Amundsen, and I would sell ticket subscriptions to the
Wow.
theater because then I could go see all the shows for free.
That's a
Right.
smart.
But I was
Side
living in an
hustle.
apartment, that was like, I remember $410 a month. It was a studio apartment.
Wow.
And almost every month I would call and ask if I could pay my rent late because I couldn't
Even
get
with your
even
jobs.
410. Can
410
you and
together.
can you imagine coming here now and a studio apartment is $2,000,
Mhm.
and that's in a crappy area.
Yeah, in a really bad area. I know. Yeah.
It's a
So
problem.
you booked these 2 national commercials, and are you feeling
Yeah.
like I made it?
No, it was crazy to go to the mailbox and I couldn't process what the checks that were coming in.
Mhm.
I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know what to do with this money.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me feel very overwhelmed and kind of freaked out in the beginning because I was so used to living.
the struggle and the
Yeah.
paycheck to paycheck kind
Yeah.
of thing. Wow.
Wow.
Paul, I keep looking at you like you get me.
Yeah, I get. Well, I hustle.
Yeah, you really do hustle.
I'm a person that hustles. So I
What
get
are you
it.
hustling at right now?
That's a good question.
This. I'm trying to get.
So,
I'm trying to get guests.
Yeah.
Good guests.
who's the biggest get you've got?
You.
gotten?
I mean, you're right here,
big.
right now. I don't think there's anybody who's had
Well,
more credits.
I got Kristen Wiig, and that's a pretty good one. And that's because I saved her life.
How did you save her life?
Well, I was laying her driveway because I do driveway work.
Yes.
And I so happened to see in her kitchen window, and she was choking. And I ran in and Heimlicked her and popped out. And then
So
I said,
happened to
what popped
see.
up?
I think you were staring in.
well,
that
and then I
kitchen
said,
window.
"You owe me one." And
Mhm.
then
And so she came and did your
Mhm.
podcast. That's amazing. But
I-
what was she choking on? What popped out?
it's a good question. Some kind of
I believe it was a cracker.
and probably crackers.
Mhm.
Was it a cracker?
Probably they're
What
dry.
kind-
You-
What kind of crackers does Kristen Wiig eat?
Triscuit?
healthy ones.
Is she,
Yeah,
or
I'm
can
not
you talk
sure.
about it, or did you have to
Chi-
sign a non-disclosure
was it chicken in a
agreement?
basket?
I signed it, but I don't.
Mm.
But I still do what I want.
Mm. Chicken in a basket. Isn't that a type of cracker?
Chicken. Oh, because the
Oh.
crackers taste
That
like
makes
chicken.
me want those crackers.
You know what I'm
Ugh,
talking about?
I've heard
Chicken
of
in a
those.
basket?
Those delicious.
Those
One
are
thing I don't
delicious.
like about this
Yeah.
business is how there's levels of people. I'm like, oh, who's a big person? Or sometimes
Right,
what
'cause
I
we've
hate
had-
is
we've had
people
some-
say, are they anyone? Are they anyone?
Of
That
course.
person
Yeah.
looks like someone.
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
And
When
fame
you're in
is
Hollywood.
relative because it really depends on what you watch, right? Like someone who watches a show that they think
Yeah.
is great, that
Yeah.
person to them is famous.
Yeah.
But I've not
Yeah.
seen the show, so
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And especially now with all the streaming,
Yeah, you
there's a lot of famous people. I don't know.
Yeah. No, Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey are huge to
Yeah.
me because I love Love is Blind.
okay.
Okay.
Welcome to my world.
I would die if I
But
ran
the
into
season
them.
that she
I know
was
Vanessa.
a little.
You do? Oh, you do?
I could
Okay.
get Vanessa on the show like that.
How do you know?
Oh,
How do you know her?
Let's get Vanessa.
Friend of a friend.
okay.
Suddenly I want to like produce. I'm like, let's get Nick and Vanessa.
Please.
Well, this is part of why I had you because you have that vibe about you, and I do know you know some people I'd love to get on the show. So
Oh.
if you'd make calls, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure.
I
I'm
would like
happy
to talk to you
Happy
about
to.
Love is Blind. Do you also watch Too Hot to Handle?
I don't watch too
That
much.
one's
Handle.
really good too.
Is it really good?
But Love is Blind. But Vanessa had a moment a couple seasons ago when she seemed a
Yes.
little off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
And now they're moving their family out of Hawaii, I think.
Yes.
They
Well, that's
seemed
because her
off.
show's over.
Hot goss.
Does she host?
That
Do
is
they
the hot
host the show?
But they as a couple hosted.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boy, do things happen.
Hey,
Boy,
you
do
never know
things
why.
happen.
What you know? Let's let's.
Could you do that, Paula? Could you go into a room, talk to someone? Would it be a man or a woman? Or is
Either
it
for me.
anyone? Could it be?
Yeah, it's anyone.
I mean, who is your girlfriend or boyfriend? Do you have a love interest?
I do. Well, I have many because
Yeah. Who? What is
people
their-
people meet me and they become obsessed with me.
Oh, who? Like who?
So I've got
now?
my main person.
Okay, who's your main person?
His name's Ian.
Ian.
hmm
Okay.
Oh.
And what does Ian do for a living?
He does special effects makeup. He
Oh.
works on sets.
He's a tall drink of water.
Oh,
He's a tall
really?
drink of
Yeah, I
water.
don't know
Oh,
why she-
Ian. Oh, is your Ian? Yeah, is your main.
My main
your main
squeeze, but I
squeeze.
do have a lot on the side. As
Okay,
well.
But
oh, and
a
he's
lot of-
and he's down with that. Do you have an
No,
open
he
relationship?
doesn't like it.
This is the situation.
Okay.
She brings a lover in,
Yeah.
makes love to them while he stands in the corner crying, because that's how she gets excited.
Mm-hmm.
Like through his pain,
Mhm.
like seeing him.
I can't help it. I know it's
Destroyed.
not. I know it's not right
I don't know
And
why
he stays with you. Why
Yeah, I
does
don't
he
know
stay
why.
with you?
because he's obsessed.
Oh my
like-
gosh! And wait, who are your? Do you guys have lovers? Or
I do
husbands
too.
or-
I have
I
a
have a
primary
husband.
Wives
and an
and-
18-year-old son, but I have
Mhm.
two lovers both in Simi Valley. And one lives with his family of origin, like his parents and his grandmother and all
Yeah.
of those. And the other lives with his...
Wait, one lives with his Huh? How old is the one that lives with his grandmother?
They all live together, multi-generational, the way we used to be. He's
He-
37.
Okay, and then who? How old is the other person?
First of all, she makes it sound like it's this wonderful thing. This guy doesn't have a job.
No.
He's living in the apartment basement.
Abuelita cooks for him.
Yeah.
is it
it's
Appalachia?
Abuelita.
Is it
grandmother.
Abuelita?
You don't know. Don't try to use
But I
words
admit
you
I do
can't
like
say.
Appalachia.
But that's Mexican or Spanish.
Yeah,
Are
yes.
Mhm.
but-
He's
so he's-
Guatemalan.
Okay,
And then the other guy is 22.
22.
Mhm.
And he's married. He's in the military.
Your voice went way up on
Yeah,
22.
yeah.
Is that because?
Because I
it's-
feel I'm going to get judged because I have an 18-year-old son.
I would never judge.
No. You know, I've dabbled with young
Oh,
gentlemen.
I like that young flash.
Well, that makes sense for you because you've got a really young vibe. So I would imagine
You
if
do
you're with
have a young
somebody
vibe.
at your age, you
Mhm.
know, you might be like, "Oh, this person's boring," because you've got
Yeah.
energies.
A lot. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
have energies.
Mhm.
I've
I
got a
just
lot
did
of
what-
energies.
I just
But
did
wait,
what you do.
Yeah.
But Felicity, I didn't get who your partner
Oh.
is.
Sure,
This is a mess.
sure. Married to a Republican senator named Roderick Brablebush.
Oh, Roderick.
Yes.
Oh, Roderick. What?
I don't, not everyone.
Oh, Roderick Barbara
Bramble.
Bush.
Not everyone.
I thought you said, oh, Roderick Barbara Bush?
Bramblebush
Bremblebush.
Not everyone pronounces the O.
Okay.
But it is
at the
O.
beginning. Oh, Roderick.
Oh, Roderick.
Mhm.
Okay. And Roderick is.
And Roderick is a Republican senator. Is currently on leave of absence. He's in a rehab facility for being he's a gerontophile. He is attracted to the elderly, nudes, and
Mhm. It's okay.
Nudes. Sorry.
You know, you
It's
can laugh.
shocking.
Yeah,
and
it's
shocking.
shocking.
I just want to know, why was he attracted to you?
well, that's
He just
honestly a
needed
good
someone on his
question.
arm to
To
get him to
win
be a
elections,
Republican
elections.
senator,
to win elections,
and he needed a lot
But
of
you look-
children.
I have
But
to
you're
think.
beautiful.
Well, God,
He doesn't think so.
No,
No.
it's
Wow.
not his taste.
You
I'm
girls.
trying to age myself
You're trying to age yourself?
constantly,
So that he's attracted to her because he's into the older look.
On my just like baking myself.
Have you
in
ever
the
thought of
sun.
going to Ian and having Ian do some
Oh.
prosthetic makeup
I
on your
haven't
face,
thought
like special
about
effects
that.
makeup on
I'd
your
be willing
face?
to bring
But I
them out
will
to you.
pay top dollar for him to age
Okay.
me.
And then
I know you
he
will.
would fuck the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Once you get that prosthetic makeup on your face.
Now I know I normally bristle at that language, but
Oh,
Not in this case.
not in this case.
when
Yeah.
was the last time you actually had sex?
4 years ago.
All right.
When you had your last kid.
Round
When I had
really
my
rapid
last
fire. You.
Well, she also
Paula,
has a 7.
Last night.
Last night.
This morning.
This morning.
Mhm.
Did
And
you stop
Rachel?
Did you stop in City
And me?
Valley?
Mhm.
5 years ago.
Mhm.
Is that real?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I was worried.
Now,
was trying
I'm
to make me
afraid we're
feel
going to
better.
run out of time because my main
Yeah.
juice of the question is
Juice.
advice
Juice.
and how
Yeah.
do you ace so many roles?
How do you ace?
Not only get them, but do so good in them.
How do I ace?
Yeah, and well,
Like,
well,
is it
yeah.
magic
well,
or
no,
what?
no. I have a coach that I work with.
Really? Do
Honestly,
you really?
yeah, I have a coach that I work with. Everything that I like that is script, anything. Like I take him
like just when you audition or even when you're on the job?
even when I'm on the job.
Oh.
I go over every scene with my coach, and then for auditions, I work with him, and he also puts me on tape. But
Mhm.
and I've known him. I'm like a really long time, like 20 years. I probably worked with him, and
Wow.
we just work on everything, and it's sort of like, even if it's just something kind of small, I just have him
Mhm.
look at it with me, and
Yeah.
I feel like it's just great.
It kind of
'cause he-
organizes your brain around.
Yeah,
it
and
a
it
bit.
makes me feel like the choices that I'm making, I feel more confident.
Does he take on any other clients?
He does.
All right,
If
you
you
guys
guys would
should-
ever
Oh.
like to meet with him, he's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
All right.
Yeah, my friend
That's
Susan
interesting.
Yegley, who
Yes.
is married to Kevin
Kevin
Nealon.
Nealon.
Susan
Yeah.
would be a great guest. Oh my lord.
We've asked her.
oh really?
She was busy, but she's going to come.
free in
She's gonna
September.
come.
Oh my gosh, you
Mhm.
should also
Yeah.
ask Kevin. He's great.
Well, we're hoping to get in good with.
For her first.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's best.
Yeah.
Is that
probably.
best?
But
Okay.
Kevin, yeah, Kevin probably won't do this, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
but he but I found Charles Carroll through Susan Yegley.
Mm.
And that was, again, my friend from the Groundlings
Yeah.
Wow.
20 years ago.
She was in Sunday Company with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you audition for Saturday Night Live?
I didn't.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, no, they weren't interested in
I
seeing
can't
me.
believe that.
But I think they sent people to the Groundlings
Mhm.
Mhm.
and saw like the Sunday show when I was in that. And then they were like, no, thank you,
Mm.
which was really a gut punch.
Let me tell you, the list of the people though that are on your
Yeah.
list
Oh yeah.
of no thank you are pretty freaking great. There's some, do you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah.
there's-
Yeah.
They-
over the
yes, they've
years.
had some great actors, but they've said no to more great people than they've said yes to.
Well, it's been kind of amazing to see the people that they said no to that then have come back and guessed.
yeah,
Yes.
then the
That
because they're
part.
Isn't
such a
that
big
funny?
actor. Yeah, it
Right.
Yes.
That to me is it.
That
Yeah.
is like Melissa McCarthy.
Well,
and
Melissa
everything
McCarthy,
was so,
right.
I mean, Mel,
perfect
come
example.
on,
And
for
also
God's sakes.
the funniest. Yeah,
Good,
Yeah.
good,
Amazing.
good,
Yeah.
good God.
but yeah, but I but it's really great to see people that we work with or that have come through the school
yeah,
go on to do that and go on to do other things too. So that's really
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, intern, what are we at for time? Because I
intern.
forgot to look. Yeah,
Does
this
she
is our
have a
intern.
name?
Okay, this
Oh,
is
wow.
our. I know. Yeah, her name is
We
Sandra.
haven't even
I
talked about
don't love to say her
like
name.
shows.
Well, let me finish saying what I'm saying.
Oh,
I don't like to say her name because she's obsessed with me like everyone else is, and so
Oh, Sandra.
this is what she
Mhm.
does. This kind of bullshit.
Oh
and
my God,
so-
she just gave you like the.
The
The
heart. I
Taylor
know.
Swift heart.
Yeah.
Have you ever kissed her?
So I try not to make eye contact, and I try not
Have
to
you
use
ever
her name.
kissed her?
No,
Do you want to?
I'm not interested. No,
Really?
not my type.
You seem like you can't even look at her right now, which
No.
makes me
You're
think-
crossing your legs
And you're
very
blushing.
tight.
yeah, it's true. She likes
Very
big
tight.
lumberjack types.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Are you dying right now, Sandra? I think
Mhm.
she's sweating.
Mhm.
She is full on blushing, hardcore, and she's like
Mm.
Can't help it.
she
what
just
happened.
grabbed a piece of paper out of her pocket. I think it's a restraining order.
Mm.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh.
I take care
Oh.
of myself.
Well,
But you're absolutely right because there's we got to cover a couple of these things.
Yeah,
before
we
go.
got to.
First of all, you have such a steady stream of work. I feel like you're constantly working, and
But in a
but
good way.
in a good
It's been a
in
while.
a good way.
Well, yeah,
what is
but-
it?
Things have
not a
shifted.
What's
good
the
way?
bad way?
Well, because it's like if you say your steady stream of working at the gas station, maybe you need a break. This is the kind of work you want.
The kind of work you want, sure. And then,
Yeah.
but I also feel like, especially recently, I just feel like you're doing some really cool
Mhm.
projects. Like you just did this movie that was #1 on Netflix for a long
Yeah,
chunk of time.
Yeah.
With Brooke Shields. What was
that
that movie?
was called Maid of Honor.
I loved it. I watched
Oh.
it.
Oh, you
God.
did?
Yeah. And people right now.
It was very sweet.
well,
and
this
very-
is
You
what
were
people,
really
I
funny.
feel like
Really
this is
funny.
what people
Aw,
need right
thank
now.
you.
They
Yes,
need
thank
this
you. Yes.
comedy, romance, fun,
I
light,
think so
easy
too, 'cause
breezy.
life is crazy.
It's crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
really
fun to
nice.
watch Destinations.
Yeah.
'Cause was that
Mhm.
filmed in Thailand?
Yeah, it was filmed in Thailand, and it was
How
so fun to get to go do that.
Wow.
I haven't done like a location film like that
Oh.
before
Mhm.
ever in my life.
Wow.
And it
Mhm.
was so fun because you're all
Yeah.
living in one place,
Oh,
and
tropical.
yeah,
You get so close
Mhm.
with everybody, I
Mhm.
imagine. Will
You
Brooke
do.
Shields
Brooke
come on the
Shields
show?
a legend.
Brooke Shields would come on the show.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah, she would.
You heard it here.
Yeah, she
Oh,
would. She would love it. She's very funny.
Okay.
Oh, I'd
Oh.
love to.
Well, I saw the documentary. I really enjoyed her.
Mm.
Are you what enjoyed her?
She is amazing, and so
Seems like a
uh,
delightful human.
she was a delightful human,
Yeah.
and good God, the woman is tall, and is like you're like Brooke Shields. She's an icon, and it's
Mhm.
kind of like whenever she walks into a room, it's just like
yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
you were the kind of she's great, but you were the standout like comedic relief, ball of
yeah.
energy,
Mhm.
really fun in
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
it was. Very,
Is that does
yeah.
that feel like a pressure though when like okay now here's the funny one.
Well, no. It was like it. Look, it's like I knew what my role was.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
I wasn't
Mhm.
like supposed to be the pretty one. I wasn't supposed to be like
Oh.
the romantic person.
Though they're not going to put you next
But
to Brooke Shields unless you're very pretty.
Well,
And you're all very pretty.
well,
Mhm.
thank you, but it's sort of like it's great to be the character person because there's
Mm.
kind of
It's
no
more fun
pressure.
in a way.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It was more fun, and then also Mark Waters, who and Mike McDonald from the
Yes.
Groundlings was
Oh,
in the
yes.
film with me too, and
Yes.
that
Very funny.
I have to say, being able to be with him in Thailand around and just make eye contact with him at certain
Mhm.
moments was the greatest whole. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
that was the
Being
reason.
with your buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to be able to
bet.
be with him
I
and
bet.
go to dinner with him and just take in different things that happened.
Mm.
We had like a completely Thai crew, which was delightful and funny, and the language barrier was amazing. They were an incredible crew. They worked
Mhm.
their asses off, but there were so many moments where we really thought one thing was happening, and then another thing would happen. And Mike McDonald is not the person that you want to be with in those moments because
Mhm.
you can't keep it together.
Mhm.
Like he can hold and
Oh,
be,
he won't
He will
break.
never
He
break.
won't break.
Mm.
and I break constantly.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
So much so that Deanna Oliver, I think, really has massive disdain for me.
Oh.
Like I think that
She was tired of it.
And
Mm.
she and Jeremy Riley both were like, "This is not the Carol Burnett show," over and over. And she was like, "Rachel, whenever you're about to break, I want you to think Meryl Streep."
Oh.
Oh.
And I was like, "Well, now you've absolutely murdered me, and
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
will
Because
laugh
that's even funnier.
every single time."
Yeah, that's even
Uh-huh.
funnier.
And yeah, so it was great to do that, but then also it was super hot, and
Oh, yeah.
the
Steamy.
crew so steamy,
Yeah.
that the crew would
I
like pull out
bet.
your pant leg and like take
Oh.
a
Yeah.
And your
fan and
nethers.
fan you,
Yeah.
and you were
Wow.
like, "I'm so sorry for the smells that
Yeah.
are coming
I'm sure.
off
Yeah.
of my body."
That would be
Sure.
rough.
It
Yeah.
was really rough.
Can I just jump
sorry,
in though?
guys.
What's like a bit of gossip or like People magazine? Whoa, didn't know this from the set of Lucifer.
From the set of Lucifer.
I was just going to ask. Lucifer is one of those ones where the fans of Lucifer.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, would you say of any show you've done, those
Yeah.
fans are like the most
The most.
supportive and they loved the show so much? Would
Yeah.
you say that's true?
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
I would say that show and
And-
Suits is another big
yeah,
one for
Suits
that.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Suits is the one recently that
Yeah.
everyone.
The Suits
Yeah.
is coming back. Are you going to be
Loves.
on the new Suits?
I'm not going to be on the new Suits unless we come in, like unless Lewis and I, the person I'm married to on Suits, need to come to Los Angeles for some reason. I
see.
hope. So
Oh.
I hope. I'm really
Yeah.
hoping I can.
Yeah.
would-
I can make some calls.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
But
Thank
did you
you,
work
Pa.
with
Mhm.
Meghan Markle?
I did work with Meghan Markle.
Wow.
I mean,
back
we
in the
could have
day.
like 10
Yes.
episodes on you. You're so interesting.
Oh, that's so
There's
nice.
so much-
Mona.
What was
That's
that
very
like?
sweet.
I mean, obviously you have to
Well,
say it was good.
No, but but I
I
met Megan when she was married to her first husband, Trevor Eggleston, when we were I was pitching a movie to them, and she was so nice. Like then, and she's a working actor like all of us, and then I ran into her when I got to do Suits, and this was a couple seasons before she met Prince
Prince.
Harry.
Mhm.
Yeah. And she was just normal Megan and very gracious and lovely. And then when she really got involved with Harry, obviously her life changed.
Yeah.
And but it's not, I don't text her. I don't have her number or anything like
Mhm.
that. So
Okay.
shoot.
So we can't
Still.
get her on.
Shoot.
Darn it. Shoot.
you can't get her on through me, but you could maybe,
maybe I
go
could.
through other avenues.
Okay.
Uh,
Go
We'll
through
give it a
Harry,
try.
maybe.
I hate that we got to wrap it up, but we do. We
This is
talked
gonna
for a
you're
long
gonna
time.
have to come back again.
Yeah, you're going to have to come back.
Because
I would love
we
to
haven't
come
even
back
scratched
again.
the surface.
We
No,
really
we barely
haven't.
have it.
geez.
No.
Motherhood.
Motherhood.
Oh,
Oh, my
God.
yeah,
God,
we didn't get
yes.
into that.
Being-
But here's what we like to end with, though. We like to
Okay.
ask, what would you give for advice to an actor coming out here, trying to make it? When you're getting told, no, you're not getting the job, like all the things that
Yeah.
comes with it.
It's
Yeah.
4 years, no jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I moved out here in 1993,
Mhm.
and before you all were born,
No.
and
Nice try.
I moved here in '96, lady.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah.
So,
No,
not
Mhm.
much difference.
I didn't book a job until around 2000
Yeah.
or
Uh-huh.
like 1999, 2000. So that was a good
9, 8
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
8 years.
I don't know how to.
I love.
do math.
I don't.
Yeah.
I just looked at Paula because I assumed that she's like a math.
Probably
wizard.
better
Yeah.
than us. Why
You
don't
guys.
we don't do it at all?
No,
No
but what
math.
is that in like Christ years?
That's I think 33 years.
Mm,
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it was like
Christ years.
33 years before I booked a job.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I would say I tried to be somebody when I first started out. I got the most cruel comment, and the most amazing comment came from Patrick Bristow to me when I was taking classes
Mhm.
and about like in the Sunday Company or something. And he said, just stop trying so hard.
Oh.
And it was humiliating and embarrassing, but it was
You
a
needed
great
it.
wake up call because I was like, oh shit. And my big advice is to really try to be yourself as much as you can. You don't have to try to be cooler or smarter. That just really lean into where you came from and who you are,
That's
Wow.
great.
and look at that as an asset as opposed to
Yeah.
because I always thought I have to be somebody else. I still struggle with that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
God.
struggle hard with
We
trying
yours.
hard.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah, this is what they act like. Nobody wants that energy around.
Pretty desperate.
No, very
Yeah.
desperate. Yeah.
Pretty desperate.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yes.
All right. Rachel Harris, everybody.
I'm so
Thank you.
thanks, guys. I tried to get on soaps when I was in New York.
so
You did
I-
it. You did
I
it.
know,
I was
so
General
did-
Hospital.
Close.
Didn't you do General Hospital?
No.
I feel like there was something on your list that you did.
There's so much.
I tried so hard for Days of Our Lives out here. I was obsessed. Which is like, do you not know yourself? What are you doing? Like, my headshot was this glam.
I wanted to be on the Guiding Light so bad, and then I tested to take over the Anne Heche role.
Multiple Talking Women is produced and hosted by Ariane Price, Lauren Burns, and Lisa Shurga. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on all podcast platforms, and become a member of our Patreon. All right, am I done?